Welcome to another video by Shmuel's Trains and Gaming. We're presenting today ISN Corporation production. ISN Corporation is my subchapter S Illinois Corporation that allows me to do many things, including adjust my adjusted gross income down to a level that I got a stimulus check last week. Idiots in Washington. I have a job. Anyway, this video is about Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. I've developed some interesting tactics. I'm going to talk minimally. One question I wanted to ask for feedback on, you can give it in the video feedback in YouTube, is should I include the audio from the game? I have been doing these recordings video only, and that makes for possibly a less entertaining format. And I just saw a picture of my friend Daniel's wife in her homemade COVID-19 mask, and she is looking freaking awesome in it. I will not share that picture. Sorry. All right. So if you think it'd be better if I included the music, which gets on my nerves, let me know, and I'll do my future recordings. The first 9 recordings were done without music. The next recordings will be done with music, which I may choose to remove, but better to have it than not have it's what I say. And who cares what I say? I don't know. You're watching the video. Again, you see my standard formation. A line of ships hoping to get a broadside at the Cylons. We use Hercules 1,250 point for the heavy guns. We use one Jupiter class Battlestar, the MK2, that was introduced in the Resurrection game, as opposed to the 2 earlier games where the top Battlestar was a 2,150 point with 3 connectors to the pods, to the flight pods. You know, cannon schmannon, what can I say? These Battlestars look like the Galactica did, just less armor. The mission you're seeing is either a satellite kill mission, or I just stopped and focused on the satellite for no goddamn good reason, and I can't really tell you why I focused that picture. I think I was either distracted from the computer, or no, I was actually trying to aim at this thing because I thought it was a satellite mission, and it's a resource mission. There's nothing to aim at. You can't shoot satellites. Apparently, they don't want to overcompute you to the point where you have to waste compute destroying objects that don't actually exist and don't count toward the game objective. As I go through this video, I'm going to look for places to cut. It's being recorded on about April 19th of 2020, in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. I have a job. I am working at home. I have not been outside my house for many days, and I'm going freaking gaga cuckoo. As I see here, this is going to be a short battle. There's only 4 Cylon ships. They're probably Nemesis, maybe 1 Talon. But you see my tactics. They're the same every time. I'm going to open up with a torpedo barrage and not hit anything. There's already a video published where I actually did hit something. And I didn't record when I actually took out an entire supersized classic formation first Cylon War Battlestar base star with 3 torpedo shots converging at once. I don't know how to make them hit. I think pretty much what you want to do is you want to have as straight a line as possible to your target. If there's any kind of angle, it's easy to evade those torpedoes because it doesn't go the direction you shoot them, and you got to be pretty stupid to get hit by that. You see it come from that far away, but the Cylons apparently are that stupid, because I had taken out base stars and was critical to winning a scenario that I was destined to lose based on not having enough fleet resources ready to fight the battle and being forced into fighting the battle to get from point A to point B in the previous game. I needed to move a fleet from A to B to defend a colony and maintain income so that I would continue to get resources into my resource pool. and I ended up taking on an 11,000 point Cylon fleet with 7,100 or 6,800 points in my fleet because I just lost ships and I had no other ships nearby that I could move to merge fleets. Yeah, I now, toward the end of the last game, I actually merged. I actually moved my fleets around in pairs, so it was always a spare fleet. That means I actually spent way too much time and wasted way too many times building my fleet up to a point where it was never necessary. I held all 12 colonies at the end of the Sin and whatever game when the President Russo got assassinated and we stopped getting resources from the colonials. I had a very large pile of Tillium, over 5,000, and I just used it to glide toward the end of the game and didn't use the third of my fleet resources to get to the final battle, which kind of locked you into a dataless shipyard kind of situation, which I imagine the reason they eliminated that is people didn't like that. I did not like that. It looks like the Ragnar station. Maybe it just got left there. And it is the Ragnar station. Maybe it was modeled on that. I'll have to check with the game developers on this. I don't know. I do not. The only reason I can think of why this is going to run 17 minutes of footage is it's really like a 8.5 minute battle, and then it's another 8.5 minutes to run the episodic videographer, whatever you call it, playback of the battle. I don't know. But yeah, we're overmatched. We're flying a fleet that includes one 2,700 point Jupiter class, two basically for their artillery, Hercules 1,250 points, a couple of 950 Rangers, one or two, or that's probably Rangers. I don't use the Adamant in my secondary fleet because they're left over. I like the Ranger because it's got twice the artillery power. I like the Janus for its artillery firepower. I don't like the fact that it doesn't maneuver it doesn't have the same turn radius as the other fleets, so it runs into things and causes me traffic jams and problems and disrupts my carefully choreographed fleet movements. You see my flak? Actually, that's chaff, but it looks like flak. By moving around my seeker squadrons and dumping chaff, I've created basically a deflector shield that intercepts all munitions to the ships it surrounds. I haven't covered the part of the fleet that really needs the protection, which is the exposed ships that don't have flak, but I've got 3 ships with flak. The thing you got to remember here, boys and girls, is always turn off your flak before you fire your munitions, because the only munitions I've seen that can go through flak and not be damaged are mines, the proximity mines, which I've not even scratched the surface on any Cylons with those. They seem to know how to detonate them without hurting themselves. You see me there turning the Galactica to get a broadside on a target dead ahead. I'm turning the, I believe it's the Ranger also. Something else I do often that is really friggin' annoying because it's totally avoidable is that I shoot torpedoes. I sometimes clip my own ships because I don't have the vertical arrangement right. That is something you want to learn. You have to make that decision right before you jump in on what height your ships are. If the Cylons are significantly above you, you have to provide a clear shot for your artillery, your torpedoes to get through. Otherwise, you're clipping your own ships. Now, I have blown up my own ship out of space a couple of times, but I've learned how not to do that. Trial and error. So I got 3 ships right in front of me. Now 2 ships. Now 4 ships down to 3. We're just doing this by combining fire fields. All my ships are up and running. None of them have been damaged because of the flak and the seeker chaff. See, I've got a fully operational fleet there. Now, I am mouse impaired. I've got some neurological things going on. I'm not going to discuss the specific condition on a video because it affects my ability to work. But I have trouble, and you're going to see a lot of playing around with ships and the same moves 3 and 4 times because I can't quite get it right, or I don't highlight the right ship or whatever. That's just part of these videos. You watch my videos, you deal with that kind of stuff because it happens. Here's an example of it right now. I'm trying to organize these ships, and they're not pointing the way I want them to point because I've got the wrong ship selected, or my mouse is a little too sensitive for what I'm trying to do. I've seen this with other people, but I get it pretty significantly. Also, would remind you at this time that if you like this recording, or even if you don't like this recording, there's another fan site that I maintain called BattlestarMercury.com. It used to be for a role-play game in the Second Life platform. Now it's just left over from that, and I'm just writing chapters in it because I pay for the domain, so I can write what I want to write. You might find the story interesting at BattlestarMercury.com. Also, I've considered actually writing a different scenario, which would be not canon, which would be, what if the Cylons were stopped and did not eliminate the colonies in the Second War? What would that war have been like with the technological advancements that the Cylons made if CMP had not done in the colonials and caused them to get their asses handed to them at about first 15 minutes of the attack? If you'd be interested in, see if you like my writing at all, and if you're interested in seeing that kind of content, make it known to me. There's comments on the website itself, although you have to register. Keep the spammers away. You have to register to make comments. There are comments in this video which you can also comment on. I might actually read them, might not though. So whatever, there's ways to reach me here. Alright, I don't know what's going on here. It's starting to get a little boring. I think he's going to rate this video if I even decide to publish it as boring. I don't know what's going on here with this. Pretty obviously my videography needs some help here. I need to zoom in and make it more exciting, make it more like a documentary, like the show was designed to look like. Ah, won the battle. The rest of this is all fun to look at video. There's no need to comment on it. It's the same thing you just saw. So you can stop now, but if you like this footage, I watched this about half the time. Signing off. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, press like. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. And if you want to be notified on other uploads, which are going to come up in big batches, probably not as many as coming up today, you can click the little bell. You get notified when I upload, and that's going to, if you do that now, and it's like the 19th or 20th of April, you're going to get, that bell's going to ring itself 3 or 4 times. Bye bye.